Y'all already know what's going on, man. Attitude Era Podcast. We are back in the building today with a legend from the WWE, a legend in wrestling history, period. And I actually want to say we made history because this is our first woman interview that we have on the Attitude Era Podcast.
Very cool. I like that.
Yeah, so absolutely, it's an honor to be interviewing Jackqueline.
Thank you. Thank you.
My first question to you is, not only this is rare for a woman, but it's also another historical moment. You were the first African-American cruiserweight champion. What was that experience like?
You know, it was so wonderful. I'm so honored. I was so honored and humbled to win that cruiserweight title from Chavo. I mean, the people was behind me. Everybody was happy. It was a joyous occasion, and I'm very honored to be able to do something like that. Amazing.
How do you feel about just women's, because you literally are one of the people that it was women before, but you guys were a staple that made it a thing to respect women's wrestling. How do you feel about the evolution of women's wrestling now? Because when you guys started in the Attitude Era, those matches were implemented, and now you got a women's Royal Rumble, you have women's titles, matches. It's just expanded so much from that time to now.
Well, I'm very happy to be one of the pioneers of women wrestling, and the Attitude Era was great back then. It was some of the best wrestling back then, and the women today, actually, I rather watch the women matches than the men matches, because I think the women's today put on a better show, and I am so excited for the women's today, and they're doing a great job.
This part right here, you actually got me in trouble during the Attitude Era because of your rivalry with Sable. And the whole incident with Jerry the King Lawler and puppies. How was that implemented? Because that's an iconic moment. When people think Attitude Era, when people think Jackqueline, women's wrestling, that's a defining moment. What was that whole experience like?
It was great back then. I had a great time working a storyline with Sable, and she was wonderful to work with. And you have to admire, Sable. She was, she learned how to wrestle. She was everybody fan favorite. Everybody loved Sable. And they hated me because I was like the bad girl,
but you were a good heel.
But some people love heel. Some people love the heel people. But it was wonderful working with her, and she really had me step up my game because working with her was amazing. So.
What about also, right, because through Sable just managing, because you were on WCW, you were managing Harlem Heat. What was that like? Because you also were a manager too.
Yes, that's true. I was a manager. I managed Harlem Heat, and I managed Kevin Sullivan. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. It's just it was great to be at ringside and just being a supporting role there. But it allowed me to show my skill too, where I can go up against guys and kick ass and do all that, kick booty and all of that. But it was amazing back then also.
And what about managing with Mark Merrill? Because that was actually part of the storyline with Sable.
It was great. Mark Merrill is a great guy. He was wonderful to work with. I learned a lot from him, and we had fun, and everybody hated us. Everybody hated me and Mark Merrill, and it was great. It was different back then.
Old types of matches that we wouldn't see now.
Okay.
Bra and panties, evening gown match. What do you think that should happen now, or do you feel like that was at that time during the Attitude Era? Should leave it there.
You know what? It should be just left back in the past because wrestling has changed a lot, and I don't think a lot of people want to see bra and penny matches anymore. I think they want to see women step up their game. They want to see women actually that can wrestle. And they can today. They can back then. But yeah, people. I think time has changed now, and people actually want to see a match.
Okay, I agree with that. I can understand that. The match that you had with Stephanie McMahon, D-Generation X interferes, and that's the reason why you lose. Like, what was that moment like working with Stephanie McMahon, actually having a storyline with D-Generation X in that time period?
I think Stephanie was pretty. She was nervous because Stephanie McMahon, she's not a wrestler.
Yeah.
Stephanie is not a wrestler. So I think she was nervous backstage from what I was hearing. She was nervous. And but I took care of her. I didn't really hurt her, but I could have. But and then she had all of them to interfere in that match. So it went really well, and I guess people brought it. So it was okay. It was okay.
Okay, and I got 2 last questions for you. One, your all-time female Mount Rushmore. 4 people.
Oh man, that's a hard one right there, dude.
Yeah.
I got to be on there.
Yeah.
I got to be on there. I think me, Moolah.
Of course.
Ooh, it's hard, man. That's you know what? The thing of it is, I got to put Sherry Martel on there.
Okay.
That's my girl. Sherry
sense.
Martel was bad. I mean, she was good looking. She was tough, and she could wrestle. So I got to put Sherry Martel and one more, right?
Yeah.
I got one more.
One more.
Dude, that's hard. That's hard. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
Come on.
Okay.
Who would you put? Let me ask you that. Who would you put?
I might go with.
Let's go. One more. Who
more?
would you put in that category?
I think I'll put Trish Stratus.
Okay, there you go. There
put
you
Trish
go.
Stratus.
I agree with that.
Okay. And what's
Okay, go ahead.
No, what you gonna say? Go ahead.
No, I agree with that.
Okay. And what was you don't even have to give me a list. Just who's some of the females you see now that you like wrestling, like some.
Now?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. Right now it's Charlotte.
Charlotte.
I gotta
Flair.
give.
Okay.
I gotta give the girl. She's bad now. Charlotte can wrestle now.
Yeah.
She can wrestle her ass off. And let's see who else. Who is Becky? Becky's
Lynch.
out there.
Yeah.
And I see they just signed Jade.
Yeah, they just signed Jade Cargill. Yeah.
She has a good look to herself.
Yeah.
She have a really good look. She's strong, and I think they're gonna do her right. She's got star power. So I got. And who else? Who else out there that is really Bianca? Come on now,
Yeah, Bianca Belair.
Bianca
I want to see Jade versus Bianca.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think that's a WrestleMania match.
That would be a hell of a match.
That's a big WrestleMania
That would be a hell of a match. But some those girls out there, but there are many more girls out there that can wrestle. That deserve a push.
And speaking of that, I know you said this off camera, but I just gotta ask you: The Rock just returned after 4 years. It was crazy. Even if it's not fighting, actually, would it ever be a Jackqueline return to the WWE?
I would hope. I mean, Vince, Triple H, somebody, y'all can call me. I still have a little left in the tank. I still have a little left in the tank now. So if you can return Trish and The Rock can return and John Cena can return, Jackqueline can return too.
I'm here for it.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, thank you. Lovely Jackqueline in the building. Legendary interview, Attitude Era Podcast. We're signing out.
All right.